I've come a little ways in 17 years. So today we're gonna take this and do this. Hey everybody, it's Jack from Atlantis Water Gardens. Today I'm in Whippany, New Jersey. This is actually the town I grew up in. And I'm at my good friend Scott Bartel's house. We built him this pond about 17 years ago. Now I was probably only, I don't know, 5 or 6 years into doing this. And I was obviously still trying to find my way because I look at it now, I'm like, ugh. But it goes to show you, like, if you stick with something and you really dedicate yourself to it, you should hopefully get better. I think we might have actually dug this by hand. I'm not even sure that I had a machine for this. You can kind of see how things have changed, like the way I've done my frame rocks and the layering. I don't really use these round cobbly type rocks too much anymore. The stream held up, but there's a lot wrong with it. Like a lot of these rocks, like this here, way too big for that space. This one's just sticking up weird right here. Stream's actually not too bad. And then you have these that are just not matching like what's in the landscape. It's just kind of sticking up and then it flattens out, nothing really carrying it out. The waterfall it's pitiful. Typical goalpost on the right hand side. You could tell I didn't really have it figured out on how to hide the biofalls real well. And this, probably need to do a better job on the rock work on this side to kind of hide that biofalls. But for 17 years it's still running. Not leaking, but it's uninspiring. Time to go. The idea here today is this entire pond stream system is coming out. This retaining wall is coming out. We're going to be installing. Now, Scott's life has changed a little bit. He really wants to develop an outdoor kitchen here, looking to gain a little more yard space. So the pond is taking up a little too much space on this side. What we're going to do is remove all that. That'll be turned back into grass. We're going to leave this big evergreen here. Do some boulder work to kind of change the transition from the lower elevation up to where the top is. And then I want to start a waterfall somewhere over here, coming down through the landscape, ending up right here next to the patio where the future outdoor kitchen will be. So you could be sitting here at the bar, beautiful stream, waterfall coming down this way. You've got more space on that side, and this will just become a landscape area over here. Now, most of my crew is out doing clean outs at this time of year, so I brought in some help from some familiar faces. I got Jason Bertelson, who actually used to work for us and left us.
That's right. Sorry, guys.
Now he lives down in Florida, but I'm like, Jay, come on up, give me a hand. I got my good friend, Charlie Holland from New Hampshire. Chester Hollow Water Gardens, right?
That's it.
And I was able to steal Boley off of the crew from Joanne, which means she's not happy with me today. But it's important that all our guys are available to do the spring cleanouts. We do probably 300 plus pond and waterfall cleanings every year to get everybody up and running for the spring. So I'm kind of squeezing this job in, but I had to steal my man over there. I need him to do some stuff here. Right, Boley? Man of many words. We're using 12 aqua blocks for this reservoir. Each of these aqua blocks accounts for about 17 gallons of water once it's inside the liner. I'm laying these out so I can see the footprint. I'm bringing it as close to the patio as I possibly can. And now Charlie has the pump vault. This is where the pump will be housed. I want to put this in so that it's not in my way when we're finished. I have to leave enough room to be able to get some boulder work around it to hide it, but still keep it accessible. We're going to be using one continuous piece of liner for this pondless. It's not real long, so we can manage it. Usually if we're building something and we've got a long stream, we'll do multiple pieces because it's too hard to manage one large piece of liner. Here we'll probably use about a 15 by 35 piece of liner. That's going to go underneath the reservoir and all the way up to the top where it's going to start from the spillway. What's nice about that is we don't have to worry about any kind of seaming or connections or overlaps. It's just going to be all encapsulated with one piece of liner. I'm also setting these blocks about 8 inches below the patio level. That's going to give me enough room to do some of my flat rock work. I wanted to give it like a sunken feel right when it comes up against the patio. That means I'll go down 8 inches for my excavation just for the top of the blocks, then another 10 for the block itself. And where the vault is going, I'll dig a depression about 6 or 7 inches deep to allow for the foot of the vault. Then we're going to put in our fabric underlayment, followed by our liner, and then another layer of fabric before we start rocking. I want to show you guys how we integrate form and function. There's going to be a kitchen built here. So Scott wanted to move the whole yard back. That's going to involve a retaining wall. So we moved it back about 8 feet from where it was originally. We've got this retaining wall in. That's our function. That's holding the yard back. Here is the form. We're cutting our boulders in, all of our outcropping stuff that's coming off the side of the waterfall into the wall itself, integrating it right into the side. So that cap will get cut right around the form of that stone. It's going to be a nice seamless fit. And then we've got the beginning stages of our waterfall. The rocks we're using here are all low, flat, big rocks. We don't have a lot of elevation change to work with, so we actually went down about 8 inches into the ground below the patio. That gave us an extra drop for our last waterfall. Now we're cutting back and keeping everything real low. We're going to do a lot of layering here. I'd like to get 3 more cascades in here. This will be a big pooling area right behind this drop. What's going to be so cool about this one is these 2 frame rocks should have water coming off of them. We set this stone back here, which I call an equalizer stone. That sends the water and lets it distribute evenly on each rock. So the way it's positioned, this rock is actually sloped in, this rock is sloped in. I'm hoping to get water up on here to fall in front of this, and maybe even some on top of this one too. That'd be a super cool waterfall. Over here, this is our pump vault. Now we've hidden it inside this bed. Our reservoir actually comes all the way out to the edge of the walkway. First we put down some fabric, then we use gravel, then we use fabric again so we can create a plant pocket. Now we've got about 6 inches of soil in here. That's going to allow us to put some really nice like liriope or low growing plant that's going to mask this whole area and make this look really natural in here. I've got one more rock that I want to sit over there where Jason's working to kind of finish that wall out. Then we're going to dig this back and get ready for our next section. We're going to have a waterfall right here in front, so I'll have to do some positioning with our frame rocks here, and then probably set another larger one back here that I think I want to use as the frame for that next drop. So I want to get some crisscross turning action going in here where I can get a waterfall coming this way, then like this, into the pool, and then into our reservoir. This is a great example of getting the most out of the elevation. So we don't have 4 or 5 feet of elevation to make all these waterfalls, maybe 2.5 feet. But you're gonna see when it's finished, you don't need much more than that because this is gonna look really great in this space.
We're invincible.